Hello Libra, welcome to your June 2018 reading. I apologize in advance for the lack of quality of my equipment this month and probably also next month as well. And I'm not doing a traditional intro just because of reasons. I'm shuffling, I'm thinking about Libra, I'm thinking about what's going on in the sky, and we're getting the 10 of coins coming out, which tells me that you are operating with a full deck. You're playing poker and you have a really good hand, okay? All these aces that have been flying at you all year are going to begin doing you a lot of favors. You have you have some pretty important transits going on. You've got Uranus now in the 8th house, which is kind of a big deal. You're going to start going through a process of digging very, very deep inside of you and going through a significant internalized revolution of self, digging into your psyche, coming in contact with motivations and truly who you are. A transformation, an 8-year-long transformation, right? And in so doing, with Chiron in Aries, your 7th house, you are going to be feeling like you have an opportunity to heal a lot of the wounds in regards to relationships and a lot of the wounds with yourself within relationships that was caused by the last 8 years. And so you're coming into this new season, this new phase of life, this new upcoming 8 years of a very profound understanding of what it is you need to do. Excuse me. Excuse me. I never sneeze. That's weird. A profound understanding of what it is you need to do on yourself. That's what I was trying to say. 10 of Pentacles. This is a beautiful way to begin the reading. There is an element of detachment with the 10 of Pentacles, though, because once you attain the material, once you attain, the goals, suddenly it's always like once you have a need and then that need is met and then you don't need it anymore. And your focus goes towards what's really important. Your focus goes toward the knowledge of self and the knowledge of others. Okay, we're getting the 3 of Wands coming out reversed. Upright or reversed, the 3 of Wands to me always indicates prosperity. Prosperity and wealth. See, Uranus also is a planet of power, of productivity. It's a planet of growth and expansion as well. It's kind of like a combination, I feel, at times, of like Saturn and Pluto at the same time, kind of operating with the united forces there. And so when we come in contact with our true source of power, our phoenix-like power, we can then begin to implement those changes and really impact the world, impact our families, impact our neighborhoods and our communities and our friends. You can expect to lie in wait for a while for a door to open. You can expect to feel restless for a while. I was doing meditations. I'm doing meditations before each sign in a way that I've never really done them before. And what came to my mind for you guys before I sat down to do this was, you need to tell Libra to be prepared. You need to tell Libra to brace themselves for really what's about to happen. Because you were so out of whack over the past couple years and thrown so far out of balance. And now that hopefully you're getting back to some level of equilibrium, you are going to have to utilize the lessons of self-knowledge that you've acquired over the past couple years in order to keep that balance going and continuing working toward the middle point. You have a full deck, Libra. You have everything you need. Your arsenal is fully stocked, but it is up to your discretion and your free will to utilize those resources as you need them. That is your responsibility. That is not a responsibility that you can place on the shoulders of anyone else. I'm not surprised things are coming into you, Libra. They've been coming into you all year. Things want to come to you. Things want to invite themselves into your life. People want to be in your life. People want to talk to you. They want to know what you know. You know, Libra is definitely a sign that people go to for advice, because you can be very, very objective when you need to be. You can be very diplomatic as well, and you are a very kind sign. You have a bad rap, I think, for being a little superficial, which I think is extremely unfair. Just because you have this sense of charm and you understand the charm and how that plays a role in achieving certain goals, right? And I'm not talking about manipulation. I'm not talking about any kind of coercion or anything like that, of course. I'm talking about the power of being nice. And I think I said this last month or in another Libra reading, and I was like, you know, Libras, I feel like they come into this world and they really cannot understand all of the hatred and all of the war and all of the racism and sexism and all. Like, they genuinely, intrinsically cannot understand why this occurs, because they have this kind of mantra, like, can't we all just get along? Can't we all just get along? And can't we all just be nice? And can't we all just, you know, like, it doesn't have to be so hard. And so Libra, when faced with confrontation, when faced with issues, they don't like it, because it's like, why are we even having to do this? Why are we even having to deal with this, right? It doesn't make any sense. Can't we all just get along? And it is that kind of mindset and that kind of attitude that people need, right? So when they're not getting along with people, they're like, okay, Libra, what adjustments do I need to make in my life so that I can be more like you, right? How can I keep my life even keeled? And Libra, you can, if you're caught in kind of a cause and effect kind of cycle or a karmic cycle, you know, your scales can be so far out of whack. And you can be, you know, like, I'm Libra ascendant, I totally get it. You can be like really harsh and critical and judgmental and all of this. But when you're feeling good and you're feeling super in your element and you're feeling like you're contributing and people appreciate you, and you're feeling like you are making a difference and you are helping the scales of the world to even out, you are one of the most peaceful signs. You are the most peaceful sign, the most. Your role is to maintain peace in this world. You are the peacemaker. So the question is, Libra, how authentic are you? Right? Being nice can be authentic, but it can also be fake. You're going to have to find your authenticity this month for some purpose, some reason. You're going to have to find that alignment. Because if you're not, your scales are going to feel heavy. They're going to feel overweighted on one side. And you're not going to feel like you're at your best. This offer may come in and it may challenge you in some way. It may challenge you to be inauthentic versus authentic. I'd say either side of the scale here is inauthentic. Only in the center is it truthful. And when I say authentic, I mean focus toward the best. Focus toward what is fair. Focus toward what is good. Toward yourself and for the other person. The ultimate good. in a weird way, I feel like people are asking you to drive. They're asking you to take the driver's seat for some reason, because you have, you have the stuff that they need. You have the knowledge, you have the whatever it is that they're looking for, you have it. And you're going to have to discern whether or not you have it to spare. You are in the position of power this month for some reason. Very cool. Can we just say, like, there's no major arcana coming out. It's very quiet, maybe eerily quiet. You're feeling connected. This is not a card I've been getting it out, but it's been coming out reversed a lot. You're feeling very connected in some very deep ways. I think you are feeling a very strong desire to eject yourself from certain things and to do the hermit thing a little bit, which you are very good at because you've got Virgo in your 12th house, and hermit mode is very natural to you. And so, because that's the time, when a Libra ejects themselves from life, that's their recalibration period. It's the time for them to do the measurements and make sure that their scales are measuring things properly. You have an ability to analyze the information, analyze what's being given to you, analyze the choice in front of you, and really say, okay, do I have to give something up? Does the other person have to give something up? How do we meet in the middle? How do we make this work? How do we make this work for the greater good? How does this impact society? And you take it from an individual level and bring it all the way up to a holistic level, right? From a 2 to a 10, from an individual level to a holistic perspective. What can I do today that will impact tomorrow in a positive way? What can I do to help this person that will ultimately help the global community, right? And it gets very big sometimes. You seem to be very aware of the energy that you're bringing to the table right now. Virgo had something very similar, right? Being very aware of what's being laid out. There may be some loss, you guys, or there may have been some loss. Your recent heartbreaks, your recent disappointments, your recent failures, they were all very, very specific. Okay, they were specific in meaning. They were preparation for this internalized revolution that you're about to go through. I know everyone's like, oh man, I just already went through a transformation. 2016, 2017, 2015, and you get frustrated by it. The transformative spirit of the 8th house, though, the regenerative spirit, propels us forward, like I said, in ways that we can't even begin to imagine. It is a house of power when we do finally attain and come in contact with our true power. And that's healing power, that's spiritual power, all sorts of wonderful things if it is used for the positive. So the disappointments of Uranus in the 7th house, and in Aries, the disappointments of self and all of those were very specific in order to get you to be able to live up to your own power, right? I feel like I heard a story once, and I'm so sorry. I'm not a Star Wars person. I can't even remember. I don't even know. George Lucas, the Star Wars guy, is that his name, George Lucas? Back in the 70s when they were kind of started coming out with the first episodes, it was like they couldn't do what they really wanted to do in episodes 1, 2, and 3 or whatever because the technology wasn't developed enough, and they knew that moving forward, right? So they kind of started in the middle of the story, And then later on, when the technology was what it needed to be, then they were able to do it. And like right now, what I'm feeling like is that the technology is now available to you. So you can now kind of go back and rewrite the story, revise the story as needed, or start you've already started in the beginning, you kind of got thrown in there into the thick of the plot, and now you're able to go back to the beginning. That's what that sword really represents. The mechanisms are now available to you in order for you to go back to the beginning. Let's rewrite this script. Let's put everything that happened already in context. Let's write the story around it. Man, that Eight of Coins has been coming out like crazy, I gotta tell you. Eight of Coins and the Knight of Swords, which here we go. Got the World card coming out. Well, actually, maybe I should pull those. They seem to want to come out, so I'll pull those. So we've got the work, right? Only major arcana we got here is in the base position, really supporting the rest of the reading, right? So this gives us a quality of truly the new portal that has been opening up. Truly the lessons have been learned. They have been earned, right? You definitely have earned this new vocation of yours. The work is still, the work never ends from beginning to finish, right? There's always work in front of us. That's what we're here to do, right? We are here on this planet to learn the ideas of self-awareness, to become self-aware, self-actualized, self-realized. And it is important for us to make that a priority. It's through our passions, it's through our work, it's through our dedication of time and learning and study that we truly come in contact with a self-actualized version of ourselves, right? And with Chiron transiting your 7th house now, you will learn more and more about yourself than you did in the past 8 years by helping others. I think Chiron in this place in the sky really does give that teacher quality, right? So for whatever reason, whatever is coming your way, it's going to give you an ability to teach people, to share your wisdom. Like I said, you guys, you're dealing with a full deck here. You've got like a royal flush happening here. So you can't lose. There's no way anyone is going to beat you in this hand, right? There's absolutely no way. You are the ones who are kind of leading right now. People are coming to you for advice. They need your diplomacy. They need your lack of bias, so to speak. Not that that's really possible, but hopefully you know what I mean. And it is through that process of helping, through that process of teaching, that you become more and more connected with who you are, right? And through that, new doors open. New doors open, new opportunities come in. I am not in the least bit surprised that we get the Ace of Wands. A lot to be clarified. I think the Three of Wands reverse needs to be clarified. Certainly the Three of Swords, Two of Pentacles as well. And the World card will certainly need to be. And we'll see more about what this is too in the comprehensive. The Ace of Wands is new passions, new love, new connection, a newfound vigor for life as well. I feel like this electrified 8th house, this shocked 8th house, this intellectual, creative, innovative, revolutionary idea coming to the depths of your psyche is truly going to spark new life into you. And you are going to feel like so lifted up that you're not even going to be able to really know what to do with yourself. That's why, like, you need to tell Libra to be prepared. You need to tell Libra to be prepared for this oscillation, for this change. that's happening so deep within inside of themselves, that an immature Libra is going to get thrown way out of whack. But you don't have to be that immature Libra, right? You can be that full version, that full, very mature version of your sign. Nine of Swords reversed. The Hanged Man coming out. Patience. Yes, we're all needing patience right now. The restlessness has been kind of off the charts, I think, for a lot of us. The restlessness has been making people make really big, rash, irrational decisions. And it's like, oh my God, like, oh, everyone just needs to calm down. People are making mistakes. Hopefully you guys have been able to mitigate that as much as possible and been able to just stay even. It's even more important now that while this energy settles, that you maintain the steady course, okay? Definitely going to clarify the Nine of Swords and the comprehensive. You know, Nine of Swords is harsh. It is a spinning mind. It is uncontrollable thoughts. You know, please do not get so hung up on this loss that you endured on this past. In the past, you were not operating with a full deck. You did not have all the technology that you needed. You did not have all the weapons, all the tools that you have now. There's no need, there's no sense in beating yourself up about it. If you're experiencing any forms of jealousy, any forms of like any of like the negative Libra stuff, indecision, judgmentalism, criticism, like I said, jealousy. If you're experiencing anything like that, it's going to be important for you to ask yourself why you really feel that way. Because at this point in time, that is just remnants. It's like ghost emotions. And maybe you might be clinging to things simply for the sake of familiarity because your sense of self was so blown out of proportion the past 8 years. And the reassembly is now occurring. And but you don't have to cling to that obliterated self. You know what I mean? Like you've had the past year or 6 months, 8 months to really kind of work on putting yourself together. And for those of you who took the time to do that, to set these goals and ambitions for yourself, this is going to be a lot easier. For people who didn't do that and who were wallowing in the pain of their own life, well, then yeah, they're going to have a hard time, and that's kind of their own doing. But again, Two of Wands, Ace of Wands, there are no limits for you. There are no limits. There are no roadblocks for you, none whatsoever. The road is wide open. Whatever it is you want, you can have. That is the power of Uranus in Taurus. Whatever you want, you can have. So you need to be very, very careful about what it is you choose to manifest. Do you want a passionate relationship? Well, you know what? Passion is a synonym for the word suffering. You know, wouldn't you rather have a peaceful, calm, loving relationship? You know, do you want to change the world? Well, yeah, you can change it for good or for bad. So you have to be really, really specific in your intentions. Okay, so be careful of what you're projecting out into the universe, because now is a time when whatever it is you ask for, now is a time that it happens. Okay, so I'm going to stop the camera and we're going to move into the comprehensive. I really, really hope to see you guys there. I wish you guys absolutely nothing but the best. Thank you so much. Take care.